Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi, I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we are going to have a conversation class. All abilities and levels of English speaker are welcome to join me. Uh, we're just going to have a casual class and see where the conversation takes us. Well, I'm interested to see how today's topic goes, frankly, because I have no idea. Our topic today is moving house. Now, I'm American, as you know. Uh, what you may or may not know is Americans move a lot. We're constantly moving from one house to another, to an apartment, to a condominium, to another apartment, to another city for a different job, and moving. We change jobs, we change houses. Moving house is something that happens every 1 to 3 years for many of us. I'm very curious. Maybe this is a pointless topic for conversation for some of you. Maybe some of you who may join the class have never moved. I have probably moved 40 times minimum. I think. Okay. Anyway, Pavel. Hi.
Hello,
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Very good. Pavel, how about you? Do you ever move? Have you ever moved? When was the last time you moved from one from living quarters to living quarters, from one place to another?
Yes, of course. I was moving several times, maybe 5 or 6.
Okay.
Uh, it's We have a strange phrase for moving. Uh, it means one move equal half of fire.
One move equals half a
One
fire?
moving
What?
is equal half of fire.
Okay. One moving. All right, one
Good.
move. We can say move. In English, we would say, oh, I moved last weekend. I'm going to move this coming weekend. Um, let's clarify this. British usually always say move house. They say the whole thing together. Oh, I need to move house. But
Ah,
Americans do not. We just say move. If I say to my coworker, I'm moving next Saturday, my coworker will probably run away because he knows I'm going to ask him to help. Yeah.
okay. I try to rephrase. Uh, if uh, uh, if I move, if I move my house, it means I have half of fire in my house.
Okay. I kind of get it. Kind of.
Uh,
Uh,
many things in this process. Many things. Uh, 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 Many things are lost. Are lost. Yes, are lost. Yes, I lost. I lost many things. Were broke,
yeah.
broke, broken. Yes,
Broken.
uh,
Yep.
broken. Yes, many things were
Okay.
broken.
Yeah.
Many things are broken. Yes,
Yeah.
many things uh, are. Mm, hmm, Many
Yeah.
things. Uh, Not have many things. Not have place in the new home.
Oh
New
yeah.
house. Yes.
Yeah, I
Uh,
understand. I got it. I did understand it. Yeah. Things get misplaced, things get lost,
Misplaced.
things get broken. Indeed.
But
Yeah.
I think in the United States it's very easy to move because I did it uh, one one time.
In the United
Uh,
States? Ah,
yes, it was very easy. I
really? Okay.
I was calling, not I take, not I I took call. No, yes, I I called. Yes, I called to special service, and
Ah,
after several days, several big guys uh, came into my house and uh, took apart all things and move them to the truck and uh, move, yes, and move all my things to special, uh, not garbage, special warehouse.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
After that, I need to pay $200 per year per month for this warehouse.
Oh, okay, for the house. Okay. I see. Okay. Did they actually pack for you? Did they pack?
Yes, they packed all things very
Really?
well. Yes, they took apart and packed for
Really?
special rope,
Okay.
uh, pack my stuff uh, uh,
Oh, that's
with
great.
a special rope, uh, with special paper, with special rope, and stacked this stuff to the truck.
Okay.
Uh,
Wow.
Afterward, I moved this stuff. I moved this stuff from Texas to Washington,
Ah,
D.C. Not D.C. Not Washington D.C. to the no Springfield. Virginia. Yes, to
Virginia.
Virginia,
Okay.
uh, and uh, uh, put yes, and put this stuff into not into maybe into special warehouse.
Okay. Yeah. I all right, that sounds relatively easy. See, I have never used a moving company ever. I don't want to pay
Yes,
them.
very expensive. But in
Yeah.
this time, I came back to the Russia, and I cannot, I couldn't move my stuff by myself.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I
but uh,
understand.
but I saw many special trucks for rent for moving himself.
Yeah. I've done that before. U-Haul, it's called in the United States. There's a huge company
Yoho, yes,
called
Yoho.
U-Haul. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yes. Yes, I saw this service.
Yeah. I've done that before, and those trucks are not in good shape. The tires are not good. The brakes are not good. Sometimes gears don't work. It's an experience to rent a U-Haul and move. I've done that before. Woo! It's an adventure, definitely. Well, let me say hello to Ismail.
Hello,
Ismail,
Oakley.
hello. Ismail, our topic for conversation today is moving house, moving from one apartment or one house to another. Have
Yes.
you moved very often in your lifetime?
Yes, Oakley.
Really? Okay,
I
me too.
have moved 6 times until now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I think I have moved like 40 times. Seriously. So you've moved a lot. Okay. What do you think of moving? What is your opinion about moving house, Ismail?
Yes, actually it is a difficult process for me and for my family. It affects people living style. For example, you live in a city, you get used to this city, your kids are going to a school, they get some friends in that school, they had a teacher, and after 3 or 4 year, you have to move another city. Every family member are uh, in different mode actually. Changing a city, a new environment, new friends. It took a time to get used to all the new things, and
True.
it affects the children success at schools actually.
At
And
school,
at schools and family relationship.
mm-hmm.
Actually, for me, even I am a major, it is difficult because uh, you are going to a new workplace. You don't know anybody there. Everything is new.
Mm-hmm. True.
It took a time to meet new people, to have
Mm.
a close friends maybe between among them.
Okay. True enough. Okay. All right. You're talking about the sort of emotional and mental stress involved in moving. Okay. All right. Wow. I don't even, for myself, I just think about all the pain in the neck things I have to do. Okay. Let me give you a little feedback before we proceed. Okay. You say every family member are affected or whatever. It should be every family member is, because member, when we use the phrase uh, family member, so you're saying like each one. It's like using that phrase. Each one is. Every family member is. A member is one, singular.
Yes,
Okay, so you should use the verb is instead of are. Uh, also, be careful. It takes time. I know. Take, took, taken. But it takes time is the phrase. It took time if you're talking in the past tense. It took time to move if you're speaking about a specific event. But if you're
yes,
talking in general, as you were, it takes time to adjust. Here's a good verb to use. It takes time to adjust. Indeed, it does. And I think pronunciation, Ismail, I think you were saying school, right? For the children?
school.
Okay, that's better.
Yes,
Okay. All right, that's much better at that time. School. Okay. All right. Um, I've moved many times, and I totally hate moving. I just hate it. And I don't really care about having new neighbors and all that. I just hate all of the pain in the neck, rearranging, time consuming, not to mention all of the things that you have to do. What do you have to do when you're moving? All right. Think about all the bills you pay. Pavel, what do you have to do when you move?
Oh, uh, it's terrible. I should after moving moving up, after moving I should close all servitudes. I need close electrical bills. I need close water bills. I need close a telephone and television bills. Uh, enough. I need to close. I need. I need. I need close. Uh, moving. Moving long. Moving long too. It's a lot of work. But in another place, I have to open this service again. Yes, thank you. I need to open this service again, and I have to go to a lot of places, to a lot of company, many paper. It's terrible work.
Oh yeah. In English, normally instead of close and open services, we would use phrasal verbs. We shut off the services, shut off the services in the old apartment, and then we have to turn on the services in the new apartment. So I have to get the electric and the water and the internet and the cable TV. I have to get all those things turned on.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which often involves deposits, you know, extra money that you have to pay as a deposit. Happens a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why, but that seems to be very common, at least for me. Yeah, all of that is a giant pain in the neck. Have you ever forgotten to do any of that stuff? I have. Ah, you know what? You know what I always forget to do? Every time I forget to redirect my mail
Uh-huh.
to a new address. I always forget to do that.
Yes, yes. It's problem too, but it's not big problem, I think. Uh,
Only
right
so.
now,
Yeah.
I can do it through the internet.
Ah, yeah, right. Yes, it's not a big problem unless you forget to do it and you suddenly you realize, hey, I've lived in my new house for a month and I haven't gotten one piece of mail. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Yes. It's a pain
Yes,
in the.
it's very important for United States, but in Russia, the paper mails are not used by people
Mm, yeah.
uh, very often. Uh,
Right.
Paper mail uses uh, by people very seldom in Russia right now.
Uh-huh. In the Philippines, where I now live, it's paper mail, snail mail, the slang. Okay,
Yes.
slang, snail mail, because it's slow, like a snail, is not used at all in the Philippines. Zero. I haven't gotten a letter in like 5 years. Uh, it's non-existent. But in the United States, yeah, most people don't believe me, but it's still very important in the United States. The mail still gets delivered. Normally, if you live in the United States, you get some kind of paper mail every day.
Yes.
Bills, advertisements, offers,
Check,
you know,
check.
checks. Well, that would be nice.
Yes, but usually I need to put my checks
Mm,
uh, mm,
yeah,
to uh, to deliver, not deliver,
yeah.
to
S-
send.
Send.
Yes, I need to send my checks
Yeah,
by
yeah,
mail.
absolutely. Yeah, me too. Uh, okay. Ismail, when it's time to move, how do you move? What do you do? What is the actual physical move? Do you get friends to help you, your family? Do you put everything in the car? Do you rent a truck? Do you hire a moving service? How do you actually
I,
physically go about the move?
I ex I have experienced every type move actually.
Yeah.
Correctly.
Okay. Yeah. Really?
I get help from my family member. I packed sometimes my stuff myself with my family actually. It was very difficult and it took a long time. I and it was not so cheap actually as I thought. And
Mm,
then I decided to move with a professional transport service or firm locally.
mhm.
I don't know.
You could
Uh,
just say a professional mover, actually.
yes,
Or
the last two moving was done by a professional or expert moving service, and
hmm
I was happy with their service, but it is a little expensive actually in my country.
mm.
And luckily, we have a lot of bureaucracy in Turkey.
Okay.
Uh, it takes many time to shut off all these services. Actually,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
you
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 don't
have
know
to
about United
do
States bureaucracy.
yes, actually, and that's why government give a 15-day move. How can I holiday or
Uh-huh. Okay. Um,
free time for you.
right. Okay. Actually,
If I
that's
have to
okay.
move, I get extra 15-day holiday.
Okay. Okay, you get an actual holiday. You mean you don't mean holiday from work. You mean a holiday from, I don't know, bureaucracy and billing, like that?
Yeah, yes, yes, for
Okay.
moving your home.
Okay. This type of thing is called a grace period. You have 15 days grace period. All right, that's the English phrase. You have a grace period to get your act together before Uh, yeah, okay, before they start
And
billing you again. Yeah,
uh,
like
okay,
that.
it is more difficult in my country. For example, my wife is a teacher, and if I have to move, they they might not find an empty place in schools
Ah,
in this city, and
okay.
she have to go far away from me. She have to work in a village school or in a school countryside, 100 kilometer far away from me.
100 kilometers, really? Okay. So there may not be a position available, work
Yes,
position for her. Again, careful of the pronunciation. Schools. All right.
school.
All right. She may need to go to a countryside school or, yeah. Ooh, that's tough. That's difficult for sure, for certain. Yeah. Oh, that can be very, very stressful
And
for
and
the whole family, of course.
and obviously our school level are different in my country. You
Uh-huh.
cannot find a suitable, a good, a high level or school for children everywhere.
Aha.
It's a it's a difficult problem for
Yeah.
us because there are inequalities on the education level among the different places in my country.
Mm-hmm.
It
In,
affects children's success
absolutely.
because
This is a major concern, even in the United States, Ismail. That's actually a very big concern. Definitely where I live in the Philippines, huge concern for me, actually. Yes, I understand. It's it's why you have to do some research first, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Hang on, Ishmael. I want to welcome Natalia. Hello, Natalia.
Uh, Hello, teacher.
Hey, how are you?
Um, Fine, thank you. Sorry for
Okay.
being later.
Not a problem. Just happy to have you or anybody else who wants to come in late. Always happy to have you arrive. Uh,
Thank you.
Natalia, we're talking about moving, moving house, changing from one apartment to another or house to a house, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, have you moved very much in your lifetime? I should say, have you moved very often in your lifetime?
Maybe what in my childhood, my family moved uh, very often because my father was a military man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he needed to live in different places where his um, I don't know, bosses said to him.
Right. Okay. Sure. I understand. Uh, okay. I want to teach you something, but you have to promise that you don't get mad, Natalia.
Mhm.
Okay? You promise not to
Okay.
get mad?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. In United States, of course, we also have a large military, and there are a number of career military officers, men who stay in the military their whole career, 30 years.
Mhm.
So, as you say, they have to move wherever they're told to move. And as you know, there's U.S. Army bases all over the world. Their children and their families move with them and their children, just like you're describing. You would be described, any American would instantly recognize your position, and you would be called a military brat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now a brat is derogatory. It means like a spoiled child. But don't take it that way.
Yeah, sure. I understand.
This terminology is just pretty much accepted for all Americans. Oh, you were a military brat. No kidding. Where did you live? Where were you? Oh, I was in this fort or that fort or this base or that base. It's just common.
Oh, okay.
Conversational. They refer to themselves as, "Oh, I was a military brat. Were you? Oh, really?" So just so you know, in English, you were a military brat.
Yeah, I'm a military brat.
Yeah. I actually had many friends who were military brats when I was growing up, because there was a private school. I went to the public school, but there was a private school in my town, small town, and it was full of military brats. And so I had most of my good friends were military brats. So, hey, Natalia, it's okay.
Okay.
Don't get offended. Okay, so you moved. Have you moved as an adult?
Yeah. I moved sometimes because before last time, no. Okay, I hadn't have my own apartment, so I need to how it
I don't know.
just a second.
How can I help you here?
I need to rent an apartment, so so that's why I need to move maybe 3 or 4 times.
Okay, I can relate. Okay, how do you do it? Describe to me how you move from one place to another. How do you physically do it? Do you get your big strong cousins to help you move heavy things? Do you get your friends to help? Do you hire a moving company? Do you put everything in your car? How do you do it?
Yeah, I have no such a lot of stuff, so I put my my things in my car and move it to another apartment, and I do it several times, and
right.
and that's all, I think.
Okay, so you just go back and forth. Do you do it yourself, or who helps you?
My friends usually help me. Yeah.
Well, you're a responsible young female person, so I'm sure it's not the same for you. When I was a young man and I would move pretty much the same exact way. Maybe I would try to find a friend who had a truck, and I would get him to help me. The thing is, for me as an American guy, a male, in order to get your friends to help you move, you have to bribe them, and you usually do that with pizza and beer. So I would, tell my friends, okay, help me move, and I'll buy you pizza and beer. So that was it. By the time we move, Like Pavel said, it was kind of like half a fire. Uh, because my friends were half drunk from drinking, and they would drop things and put things in the wrong place, and I couldn't find anything, and really it was a huge disaster. But I would get all my objects moved from one place to another. It's just I would make a big mess. But all my friends would have a good time, and they would have plenty to eat and, drink, and they would have a wonderful time. So they would help me the next time. But basically, in the United States, especially for men, that is how you get guys to help you move. You have to bribe them. It's the only way, really. Anyway, so that's a normal way to move in the United States. But of course, sometimes it gets silly.
And
And
can you write this word bright?
Right, which word?
Bright.
Bright.
France. Yes.
Bright?
Yeah. You said
Like-
yeah.
How did I use that word? I don't remember.
You said you need to bribe your friends.
Oh, bribe. Okay, different word.
Yeah.
Bribe, like you pay a policeman so he won't give you a ticket.
Okay.
Bribe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you have to bribe your friends. Very good.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, right. But they're your friends, so they're cheap. But yeah, I've actually had some of my best parties were actually just moving. I'm moving. Can you help me? And it turns into a big party. This is very traditional American style. Totally the opposite. I have a student who's Korean, and this just blew me away. She described her move. Okay, she hired a company. The company came and took pictures of her house. Okay, many, many, many pictures, up, down, all angles and everything. How everything was set up, how each little decoration, what paintings were next to what paintings, and even the bookshelves. Even she said the books, the order of the books on the bookshelf, which book came next. They took all the pictures, then they packed up everything into boxes very carefully. They put it in a truck. They moved it to the new apartment. Then they took everything out and they used the pictures and they set up the apartment again. Perfectly, exactly. Every book where the book was. Every dish where the dish was in the cupboards. They open the cupboards, take a picture. So every
How much
dish,
does it
exactly. I don't know. I was afraid to ask. I was I was
How
amazed.
much does it cost, Oakley?
I really don't know, Ismail. I'm not even kidding. I was afraid to ask that question. She did say no. It doesn't cost much. It's just part of their service. It's no. That's just what they do. That's normal SOP or standard operating procedure. That's normally how they do it, I guess, in South Korea. I mean, she's told me many other stories. Service there is way beyond Philippines or United States ever. Their service is so much better. Your internet breaks down and somebody comes to your house in like 15 minutes. It's crazy. They're really, really good at service. I guess I can understand it. South Korea is one of the most competitive places as far as work and companies competing against each other. So they have to really provide insanely good customer service. And they do, which I guess is great if you're a customer.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Pavel, I haven't asked you yet. What's your standard operating procedure as far as moving? How do you do it? Do you have your own truck? Do you rent a truck? Do you get help from people in your company or co-work friends, or how do you go about it? What's your procedure?
Uh,
Who packs up the dishes?
when I moved in Russia, or when I moved in the United States.
Let's talk about Russia.
Okay.
Earlier, you talked about U.S.
It's normal way to bribe uh, friends or coworker for moving. It's a very normal way for Russia to after uh, several friends or several coworkers helped uh, not help to move, and after that they usually they have a not festive but a good dinner with pizza, with beer, with vodka, maybe with another delicious things, maybe meat or chicken. It's very normal way for Russia to when friends help to move to somebody. It's normal. I had I had moving not had moving. I moved with my friends several times in the past. In the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The past. Yes, but now my wife thinks that moving is the great cause for great cause to change the furniture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. We must change all the furniture. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in the anyway, they need to move a lot of things, a lot of books, stuff, dresses, and I don't know exactly, but
Yeah.
but it's a lot of big package for moving every time.
Right. Yeah. You mentioned, okay, and I also mentioned that the moving day could turn into a party. In United States, we also have a very, very kind of a traditional thing called a housewarming party. Uh,
Housewarming party.
After you get everything moved and cleaned and everything, your new house or new apartment is all ready to be presented, I guess. You invite some people over and you have a small party to sort of show off your new house. Is that something that you do in Russia, Pavel?
Yes,
Really?
usually after moving, uh, 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 most part of people have a housewarming party with
Okay.
his friend, with their friends, their coworkers.
Hmm.
It's normal way.
Okay. Cool. Ismail, does that happen in Turkey? Do you have a housewarming party after you get okay? Here's some more English. You move into a new house. You have to get settled. We say. So after you get settled, whoops. After you get settled, is it traditional to have?
Yes, Berkeley. If you move in a new place, after a while, neighbor are coming to welcoming visit to
Oh,
us,
really?
and
Nice.
our work friend came to welcoming visit too in my new house, and they bring a small gift, a home gift,
Uh-huh.
generally
Okay.
during the visit, and it's a it's a it's an opportunity to meet the wife and to meet with the neighbor.
Nice.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Sadly, this is a tradition that used to be, meaning it was before, but it's stopped. We use that expression used to talk about something that was a repeated action, but it stopped in the past. It used to be a tradition in the United States. The neighbors would come over, or coworkers and friends, and bring a housewarming gift. Yeah, the neighbors often would bring food in the United States. Was common. Cookies, cake, pie, that kind of thing. Baked things often. Yeah, when I was a kid, I remember that happening. Now, forget it. Um, yeah, that doesn't
The-
really happen
we
anymore,
have
sadly.
we have same trend. Oakley.
Sad.
It is, yes.
Mm, yeah, that's too bad, really. One thing I love about the Philippines, it's very funny, kind of. Whenever somebody has a party here in my neighborhood, and believe me, people have parties all the time. Anybody's birthday in the house, you have a party. Um, they have traditionally, it's the tradition to cook way too much food. I mean, an insane amount of food, like, the Chinese army kind of amount of food. Um, just insane. So what they do, and I do it too when I have a party. My kid's second year birthday did the same thing. You make all this food and then you can't eat anywhere. You can't even eat half of it, not even close. So you make a big plate, and you cover the plate, and the wife or the women in the family usually go to all the neighbors and bring them 2 or 3 or 4 plates, depending on how many people. Basically, the whole neighborhood gets fed. It's kind of funny, but it's nice. I'm always a little taken aback, a little surprised when a neighbor shows up. Here's some spaghetti and fried chicken and whatever. Oh, thanks. I don't even know you, but thank you. Very nice. So here in the Philippines, there are still good neighborly traditions. Natalia, how about have you ever had a neighbor greet you to the neighborhood?
Uh, Actually, I don't remember. I think no,
You
no.
would probably remember, I bet.
Uh, mm, I remember that always when I watch the American and Italian maybe movies, I saw this tradition, and mm, I thought every time such a wonderful tradition, but we maybe we now live in such big houses with a lot of apartments, so
Yeah.
our neighborhoods even don't know each other names and the faces, so it's very difficult, I think, to do the same
Yeah,
thing.
definitely. Yeah, I think you're definitely right. Um, okay. Uh, Pavel, you mentioned that you have so much stuff. Do you ever, before you move, have you ever tried to sell all your stuff, your furniture and your, oh, you know,
Uh,
your stuff, stuff?
stuff. Uh, no,
No?
it's very difficult to sell old stuff, old furniture, and
Yeah.
usually I should give this stuff to uh, uh, to parents, country house,
Ah,
to friends,
goes to the
to
dacha. Okay.
yes, to friends. Yes, it's like that.
Okay. All right.
Yes, to
I
friends,
get you.
to coworkers, and to oldest daughter. To
Right. Okay. I see.
uh, right now, my oldest daughter tried to take old furniture from my old room apartment.
Very good. Uh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, in the United States, it's sort of a tradition, not just if you're moving, but especially if you're moving, but also sometimes just part of spring cleaning. It's tradition, especially if you live in a house, but maybe not. Maybe any other place, if, condominium or development. It's hard to do from an apartment. But it's a tradition to have a garage sale or a yard sale. Same thing.
Ah, yes.
Sell all your garbage. Sell all your
Professional
stuff really cheap. Really, really cheap. Oh, pair of skis, give me $2. Thank you. A lamp, $5. Okay. A chair, $2. It's yours. And you bargain. You know, you negotiate. You haggle for the price. That's traditional. You have to. And basically, you're just trying to get rid of your stuff. You don't care. You make $100. Wow, I made $100. That's great. Terrific. Because either, you can make $100 selling it really cheap, or if you have to take anything to the garbage dump in the United States, it costs a fortune. In the United States, it costs a lot of money to get rid of your garbage. So anything you can do to avoid garbage, you have to do. That means all recycling. You want to believe me. You're very motivated. One bag of garbage costs $10 just to throw away. So you really try to avoid throwing away stuff. So if you're moving, you don't want to be throwing away stuff. So whatever you can do to get rid of it is very common. Ismail, do people in Turkey ever have a sale, just their own stuff, sports equipment, I don't know, clothes that the children have gotten too big for, things like
No,
that?
Oakley,
No?
actually, we don't have something like this, but it would be great if I heard you. Yes, sometimes you need something and you have to pay a lot for a small things,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get rid of them. We have same problem in Turkey, Oakley. You cannot uh, fire away, for example, a garbage.
Yeah. Is it expensive to get rid of garbage in Turkey as well?
Uh, According to my life standard, it cost a little uh, for us actually.
Yeah. Right. That's what I mean. Relative to, yeah,
Yes.
everything else. Yeah. Here in the Philippines, it's
And,
still ridiculously cheap. I mean,
oh,
It's embarrassingly cheap here in the Philippines. Really, it's embarrassing. It costs 50 cents a month to get rid of all my garbage, and it doesn't matter how much garbage I have. It's terrible.
We have a different thing in my country. There are some second-hand shop. If I call a second-hand shop, they comes to my home and see the stuff. If it is useful for them, they can shop them, but generally they give too little money actually to buy them, and they are going to sell them at second-hand bazaar or at their shop. Generally, they are selling this stuff to students and to people who are working in construction work. On cost.
Yeah, I used to love these sales. I love to read. So books for 10 cents or 5 cents a book, you know, get 10 books, it costs $1. Yeah, so what? Very cheap. Yeah, I used to love going to yard sales. Of course, that does not exist here in the Philippines. Okay, we're just about out of time. I want to thank you all for joining me. This was actually quite an amusing and entertaining class. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
It was great. Okay, I have to go because I'm going to be right back on Verbling again. A lot of classes today. 7th or 8th class already. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank